Kings aren't a team that can afford to lose talent. That's just kind of the way they are. You know, when you're a team that can't draw free agents who don't have a first round pick, sometimes you got to pay a little extra. And that brings us to ESPN's Kevin Pelton made a list of the top 25 free agents this summer. And I think it should be a little surprising for people outside of Sacramento who absolutely adore Keon Ellis. But the idea that Keon Ellis is maybe universally well-liked around the league is something
It's a little scary, huh?
that Kings fans are probably not going to be super happy about.
Yeah.
So, according to Kevin Pelton, this is just his quick blurb. The Kings hold a $2.3 million option for Ellis, but might want to decline it, so he'll be a restricted free agent this summer rather than an unrestricted free agent in 2026. He listed Keon Ellis. I'll read you the top group here. LeBron James is number one, the number one free agent this summer, which makes sense. It's LeBron James. Even at 40 something, he's still unbelievable. James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie, of course, is going to miss a huge percentage of the season, if not all of the season, with knee injury. But that doesn't mean that you still wouldn't look at him as a player. You got Julius Randle. You got Fred VanVleet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. VanVleet's the fifth. VanVleet has I think it's a $42 or $44 million player option, which is extreme. You've got Miles Turner, which I think, again, has played absolutely tremendous in playoffs. Josh Giddey is number 7. Quentin Grimes is number 8. Jonathan Kuminga is number 9. Number 10 on the list from Kevin Pelton's top free agents this summer is Keon Ellis.
Undrafted Keon Ellis. I was kind of surprised when I saw that. Not just the fact that, everyone ahead of him was like, yeah, you'd put him ahead of Keon Ellis, but just after you get off that group of like really good players and all that, like, I guess like you said, just nationally, people are really high on Keon. Like he's kind of the first out of that bunch, which like Keon could really help you, you know? No, it's not like this guy's a massive player option that he's gonna like. Harden's gonna they'll take their options. LeBron obviously is gonna opt into his. Fred VanVleet and the Rockets are working out what to do with his player options. So like these guys weren't even gonna become free agents. So if you look at it, like Keon's probably a lot higher on the list when you think about it. Like LeBron's not hitting free agency.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I don't think a lot of those guys are
Kyrie's not hitting free agency, you know? So if you look at you take out LeBron, Kyrie, Harden, I'm sure is not doing it. Fred VanVleet, we'll see. That's put Keon about 6 or 7 right there.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I really like Quentin Grimes. I'm not a huge Kuminga fan just because I don't think he fits the system. And I don't think he fits with the players that you have. Like, again, he's talented for sure. But I don't think he fits. But the top of that list, I mean, first of all, the Kings aren't getting any of those guys. The Kings don't have any free agent money. I don't think Julius Randle is going to opt out. Julius Randle has a $30 million player option for next season. He's played horrible in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's been very hot and cold. So it's like you don't want to risk that.
Yeah, I mean, when you go down in a series 3-1, and 2 of those 4 games, you've scored 6 points or less. Like, that's on you. As much as anyone, it's on him. By not being a force, by not, drawing more attention, he's allowed OKC to just focus all of their attention, every bit of their attention on Anthony Edwards and take him out of the game.
Yeah, there's at least 5, 6 guys on this list. If you think Miles Turner's not going anywhere, where it's like, yeah, they're not even truly going to be free agents. So you look at it, like Keon Ellis is like the 5th best on this list, 4th best on this list.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, Josh Giddey is a restricted free agent. Quentin Grimes and Kuminga are all restricted free agents. As of right now, I think one of the few people that could be available is Keon.
Exactly.
Now, again, we've talked about this in the past, and so people understand, this is a very complicated situation with Keon. The Kings can pick up his option at $2.3 million and have him as a player next season. When he gets to the end of that season for next summer, he would be an unrestricted free agent. Now, they have the entire summer and the entire season to try to work out a contract extension for him. And I think that contract extension, from what I read, can be roughly around, up to $89 million. Like, the Kings are not going to give Keon Ellis $89 million over 4 years. But That doesn't mean that they're not at least going to have conversations about, whether it's a 4-year 60 or 4-year $48 million contract. I don't know what he's going to get at the end of the day. But the other option is that they don't pick up his player option and he becomes a true restricted free agent this summer, which means he can go out and sign any deal that he wants and the Kings will have the right of first refusal to match. Or the Kings can just work a contract extension for him, right? There is a way in which this is a very, very advantageous way for the Kings to handle their business, because Keon Ellis is owed his cap hold is going to be so minimal that if they do like make him a restricted free agent and then let him go into free agency, they could already have a deal work out, B, match any deal that he gets, but also in the meantime, his cap hold is going to be nothing. So it's going to be like $2 million, $3 million. So you can walk into the summer and have a lot more sort of room to play with until it comes time to actually sign the contract. So I don't know how they're going to handle this, but I do know that Keon Ellis showing up at the NBA draft lottery and representing the Kings is a really, really good sign if you're a Keon Ellis fan in Sacramento.
You don't let, for what you're trying to build, you don't let Keon Ellis just walk out the door. I think if you're the Kings.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you massively overpay for Keon Ellis, so he does today, but Keon Ellis has a skill set that's, I mean, anyone would take in the NBA. He shot 43% from three last season, and he's a great defender. Like you need guys like that on your roster. And I don't think he's gonna go for this massive price or anything like that. So I think it'd be a mistake for the Keon Ellis playing anywhere other than Sacramento for the Kings. Like if Keon's able to get a good deal or whatever, and the Kings are playing hardball or whatever, then Keon, more power to you. But yeah, you can't let a guy like Keon Ellis go.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Keon Ellis in his 3 seasons, he's played 153 games. He's a career 42.9% shooter from three.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like he's only getting better every year too.
Oh yeah.
Like we've seen consistent development each year. D'Lo and KC, Kenny throws out. Maybe he eventually become an all NBA defender, all defensive team type player or anything like that. Maybe, but like I said, he's just consistently developing every year. So why sell short on that now?
No, I totally agree. And if you put a bunch of time and energy into him this offseason, you might see a gigantic leap in production. Again, like the last 2 seasons, the last 2 summers, like Doug Christie and Domantas Sabonis have been inseparable. They've sent Doug all over the world working with Domas to make him better as a player. And then they added Leandro Barbosa. Leandro Barbosa is now traveling with them. I don't know that, first of all, you're not going to have Doug Christie flying all over the country, all over the world this summer because Doug is now the head coach. But I do think that you're going to allocate some more assets, that sort of the training assets, to Keon. While he's here a lot in Sacramento and he does work out a lot with, in the practice facility and stuff like that, there's a difference when you're adding more and more and saying, hey, we need a dedicated coach on Keon Ellis.
And Keon's done it too, kind of just on a short leash. Like Mike Brown called him a situational role player to begin last season, and Keon just kind of had to do it in moments, and eventually he kind of broke out and was able to start playing. And now I want to see Keon Ellis just with free reign on the Sacramento Kings, not like, oh, get every 3 up, but just more so you're part of this rotation. You're a guy here, so just like you're expected to just be here every day now, rather than, oh, we're playing this team tonight, so hey, we're gonna need 15 minutes from Keon and all that. Like, no, Keon Ellis is part of this 8, 9, 10-man rotation or whatever, and he's a guy finally.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the best version of the Kings is Keon Ellis starting at the 2. I just don't know how you get there because Keon cannot be your starting point guard.
I'm out. If you're not an actual point guard, I'm out on you playing point guard for the Sacramento.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Because we still have to figure out where exactly Malik Monk is going to play. And then if Keon is your starting shooting guard, where is Zach LaVine playing? And so that's where I just keep, there is a possibility this offseason that Zach LaVine is moved to the small forward spot.
Yeah, because you kind of just threw a wrench in things right there. It's like, oh yeah, Keon feels great. We'll throw him in at the 2. Malik need to go back to being 6-man. Wait, Zach LaVine.
Yeah, what do you do with Zach LaVine? It just really as roster building, the problem that you have is if you're going to pay Keon, let's just say $15 million, add that to the $20 million that Malik Monk also gets paid to play the shooting guard position. You're at 35. then add in the 47, 48 million that Zach LaVine is going to make this year. So now you're looking at like 70 something, almost 80 million just at your shooting guard position.
Yeah, because you got guards on this team, but I
Yeah.
will say forever, you do not have a point guard on this roster right now.
No, it's tough. All right, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more on this California Classic situation. The Kings are now officially out of the California Classic for this summer, but that doesn't mean that the California Classic is going away. I'm James Ham. It's Jesse Tapia. Take us to break, Joe.